Hey everybody, Mike here with another video slash podcast because I really got no video. I just want to share something with you today that I learned, if you can tell from or curious from the thumbnail. So let's get on over and let me tell you what happened. Okay, so what happened is, I'm sure everybody's run across it. You know, you're dealing with the internet company, the cable companies, satellite dish people, just utilities. It doesn't matter. Nowadays, when you call customer service, you always feel like you're getting a runaround. And I kind of had that happen to me today, but out of it, I learned quite a big lesson. Um, I got a notice from DirecTV that Mama Chelly's bill was going to be $215, and I was like, man, what the heck is going on here? You know, because I take care of Mom's bills for her, and so I called up the company to find out what's going on. And actually, first what I did was I logged into the website, and I looked over there and I saw this $99 fee for a service call. Well, what had happened was the TV had stopped working, and I'm not there, so I couldn't tell what the code was or what was going on. She just told me that neither of the TVs worked. So I thought, well, that's peculiar. That must be it's got to be either the feed or it's got to be the boxes. So I called up DirecTV, and after a run around with them to find out what's going on, they said, well, are you there so that you can help us determine what the technical problem? And I'm like, how many times I got to tell you people I'm in Texas and my mom's in California. That's where the service is. I can't help you. I mean. So finally, the tech department, they looked at and we've been with them for like 10 years, and they're like, well, it's probably the receiver, or not the receiver, but the box, the HD box. We have a high def box, and then on the other TV we have a standard definition box. So they said she probably needs a new high definition box. So they'll send a person out to change the box, make sure the TV's working, and the other one, everything's working fine. So I said, okay, how much is that going to cost? And they're like, well, we can, because of the trouble, and you've been with us this long, we can go ahead and it's going to be some X amount of dollars. It was a small amount, really, but then they were going to credit the bill $34. I said, okay. So kind of speed things up. Mama Chelly calls me and says that the service guy's there, and he says we don't need the box. It was the receiver, the dish. I guess the little bulb or something that sits on the end that draws the signal in was heat cracked, and it got wet with rain and all, and so it stopped working. So he changed that out, and both TVs were working, and I talked to him on the phone, and he was a really nice guy. And he said, you don't need the HD box. So he said, if I'll cancel the order. He says, and I'm not going to charge you. There's not going to be any charge for today. So I said, okay, cool. So I called up the billing people and let them know what was going on. They didn't know what to do, so I said, give me the loyalty department. And so I talked to the loyalty department because they were the ones that set up to help me with the issue. And so they said, okay, we're going to credit you the $34. There's no service charge, and because you've been with us for 10 years, we'll go ahead and give you a $25 credit on your bill for each month, and your DirecTV is going to be $90 a month. So I thought, hey man, that's cool. So with that all said and done, I'm expecting the bill. This month I get notice of bills when each of the bills are due for the all of the stuff that I take care for, and it says I'm $215.21, and I blew a gasket. So let's face it already, guys. I mean, we don't like dealing with customer service. We always feel like we're getting the runaround. Companies want money. They want more money. They always are tacking on fees and taxes and finding some way to kind of get all your money. So I call them up, and I go to talk to the guy about the bill, and he says, well, there's nothing I can do. There was a service fee for going out to the location where the service is at. And I said, but I was told that I wasn't getting charged that was free. There's nothing I can do. Well, I blew a gasket. What do I like to call it? A knee-jerk reaction. This is what this whole subject's about. It was a knee-jerk reaction, and I just went, I mean, off script. I mean, it was not pretty, and I could imagine the guy was like, I didn't even think of the guy on the other end. I thought of me, and I thought of what was happening to me, and they want my money. They're going to try to get my money, and they're going to screw me out of this, and they're going to screw me out of that. And I thought about it. I told him, well, actually, I didn't really think much about it. I was kind of in a rage. So I told him, well, as soon as I get done with your phone call here, just go ahead and put it down in the books. I'll be calling the loyalty department or the cancellation department, or whatever you call it, to cancel the bill. Because, we weren't under any contract. We've been grandfathered. That's why our bill was maxed out at $116.21. Because we got in, and I mean, Mama Chelly's got like 1,000 channels. I mean, half of the stuff she doesn't even watch. And I said, as soon as I get done with Xfinity over there at Comcast, we'll be on cable television. Screw you guys. So I said, you can put that down there. I said, obviously you have no desire to try to help me figure out what's going on or try to straighten this mess out. And he said, well, there's nothing I can do. And I was waiting for him to say, let me get my manager for you. Well, let me get somebody higher up. But no, I beat him up. And he took it. And so I called Mama Chelly, told her what was going on, and I was just steaming. And, don't we always run for our moms? I mean, let's face it, when we were little kids, you fall down, scrape your knee, you cry for Mama. Little Billy or Susie or whoever it is treats you wrong, you run to Mama. Mama fixes the boo-boo, kisses the boo-boo, puts the bandage on it, cleans the scraped knees. When you're having a nightmare in the middle of the night when you're little, whatever goes on. I mean, it's always Mom. So here I am, 62 years old, calling my Mama, telling her what's going on. And I'm about at wit's end, and I'm done with these companies and this and that, and I'm just going off. And she said, slow your roll. She didn't say it like that, but she said, hey, you need to stop it and calm down right now. She said, because I can't make out what's going on here. And so I told her what was happening calmly. And she says, and you said what to the guy? And I told her what I'd said. And she said, well, there's probably a better way to handle that. Don't you think he gets beat up every day? And I'm like, well, yeah, probably. And Mama Chelly begins to, remind me of, it's not always about what's happening to me. There's a lot of people that are involved here. There's not just me, and there's not just her and her television service, but there's also the guy that was on the other end of the line. So she said, why don't you call the right department and talk to him? So I did. I calmed down, took a deep breath. I called and I talked to the loyalty department. I told them the whole story, what had happened calmly, from start to finish. Told them all what was going on, and told them I kind of blew my cool. I didn't mean to do that. But, I'm just always, every time I call, it was like I always seem to be getting a runaround. And they agreed. And so 20 minutes later, I'm told that since I was told that they're going to not charge me for that service call, that they'll credit the $99, and that my bill will be the $116.21 for this month, like I expected, and that to honor what I was told about the discount, that they do $25 off and waive the high definition fee, and so the bill dropped from $116.21 to $90.48, and the woman on the other end of the line was just so calm, like Mom was calm. And while she's talking to me, I'm thinking, oh my God, I learned a great lesson here, from both these people. I think, well, actually what I learned was, instead of flying off at the handle and knee jerk, try to find the right department, and if you can't, you keep asking until you get it. And even though I always get the runaround no matter who I call, what company I call, it always seems to come out and work out in the end. And this time I was just in a blind rage, and I wasn't thinking like that. And it took mom, my mother, my mom, to calm me down and say, that's not how you handle things, and you know that. And the woman that I was talking to in the loyalty department was like, no, I agree. You know, you were told this, and I agree you were given a runaround, and they could have handled it a lot differently. And our goal is to make sure that all our loyal customers who have been with us, especially those that have been with us for 10 years or more, that you're taken care of, because it's you that keeps this company going. And so I was like, wow. I got blessed by my mom today, and I got blessed by the woman in the loyalty department. And I told her, I said, I really appreciate what you do. I said, if I could do it, I'd give you a raise. I'd tell them to give you a raise. And she's like, well, I really would like that. She says, I know you can't, but I would like that. She says, because I'm trying to get into a better apartment in a better neighborhood where I live. And I said, really? I said, well, you know what? I told her, I said, my mom blessed me today with calming me down. I said, and you blessed me with correcting a problem. And I want to bless you. I said, I'm going to ask God to bless you with the pay raise and an apartment in the neighborhood you want with rent control, where you don't pay a lot of money, And she's like, oh my gosh. She says, thank you very much. She said, that's the nicest thing anybody said to me. And when she said that, then I thought about the poor guy that I talked to earlier. And I really, really feel bad for being an ass. Because I guess what it boils down to, guys, is, in this world today with telecommunications, how it is, and we've got smart TVs now where you can search the internet and do banking and everything over the television. We've got smartphones, which basically is like a computer, handheld computer, and just everything is so fast and moves so fast. We expect fast results, and I'm glad that it didn't happen instantly, that I had to go through what I went through to realize, one, that I was wrong for yelling at that guy like I did, and I wish I could apologize to him. I'll apologize to him here in this. I mean, I know he's I know he's not one of my subs, but hopefully somebody will maybe come across this and hear me say this and go, hey, I had a buddy that had a guy that threatened him and yelled at him and, made him belittled, and maybe they'll say, hey, I think this is the guy, and then he'll hear this apology, I'm sorry for the way I acted, you're a human, and you deserve just as much respect as I would expect respect. And so I apologize for probably ruining your evening. And I want to thank the woman that helped me calm down along with my mom. What's it take? Takes you ladies, I guess. They say, hey, men think with one side of their brain. That's what I was told. Men think with one side of their brain, and women think with all of their brain. So I got to give credit where credit's due, And don't anybody ever tell me that you're ever too big to call your mama. No matter what your owie is, whether you got a health issue, or in my case it was a billing issue, it still hurt. It still hurt like getting cut, because money doesn't grow on trees. I mean, that's what we try to teach our young ones today, right? Money doesn't grow on trees, so you always need your mama. And so I want to thank my mama. I love you, Mama Tuccelli. And thank you for straightening me out. I needed it, even at my age. Well, that's it, guys, for today. I hope you guys don't ever have the problems that I had, like with the billing and stuff. And if you do, I hope you reflect back on what I had said here, and kind of take it slow, and treat the person on the other end of the phone like you want to be treated. And Because when you bless that person, you're going to be blessed. And I'm learning that. And I just hope that y'all don't have to go through that. And I hope all that y'all's having a great day. If you found this podcast type video to be pretty good or on target for somebody else, please share it with them. And, I'm going to ask God to bless you guys so that you don't have to put up with this stuff and that your life goes smooth and it just takes care of all your needs and takes care of you and what's going on in your life. And with that said, I'll see you guys in either the next video or one of these video podcast type things. Rollin Picker, out.